Hello everybody, how's it going? Woo, crazy hair. Hanging out here on the floor of my kitchen. May adjust the camera a little bit, but I had a guest lined up for tonight, but it was Rochelle from Brampton Gardener, but she is feeling a bit under the weather. She may be hanging out in chat, but she's not feeling that great, so it's just going to be me today. Oh. But I have a lot of really sad and kind of pathetic tomatoes here in this tray that really need to get potted up. So that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. Oh, hey, I went from 3 people in chat to 2 people in chat, so somebody's really, really sad that I'm not going to be talking to Rochelle tonight live on camera. But that's okay, person. We love you anyway. Who all do we have in the chat? I'm going to guess Gardening Table with Heather. Lynn is still here. What is with this little bit of my hair there? I don't know. You know what? I think I might take that light down a little bit. You can still see me. It's fine. It's not as bright in my face. So there we go. So we got Gardening Table with Heather Lynn. Hello, how are you? Yeah, I guess I'll just kind of fill you in. I didn't do my live last week. I really, really needed to do a rehearsal with my theater group. We had a show coming up, and I'm going to see about maybe putting a couple of clips up of the show. I'm worried about getting a copyright strike, though, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll put them on my, old YouTube channel, and I'll, throw you guys a link. Go check this out. But in any case, it was a really, really great show. We had a lot of fun. I almost had my voice back for it. Those of you who don't know, I was actually in the hospital 2 weeks ago with my asthma. Was it really 2 weeks ago already? It was just about coming up on. Yes, I was in the hospital for half a day with my asthma just being really bad. I just had a very mild cold, and it, for some reason, just threw my lungs all out of whack. That was not fun. So it took me a good week to get to the point where I actually could perform. So thank goodness the performance was pushed off a week or so. All right, let me get this big old bag of phosphorus here. Oh, gotta open it up from the side there and get down to where it was. So yeah, I figure since Rochelle cannot be here tonight, I'm going to do some up-potting of my tomatoes because they desperately need it. Figure we'll talk tomatoes and up-potting and hardening off and all that fun stuff. Yeah. So I think one of the things I should do is get these nasturtiums out of here too, because they are overshadowing some of these tomatoes. And I'm not going to go, see, this is how bad they are. So they're getting wicked leggy, and a few of the older, few of the older leaves are drying up and all of that. Part of it was, while I was sick, I was not as attentive to my seedlings as maybe I should have been. All right, so who do we got in here? We got Garden to Table with Heather Lynn. We have Kirsten, also a local up here in the North Shore of Massachusetts, here hanging out. That's Bunny Girl 1712. It looks like I got 6 people. Who else is out there hanging out? There we go. Get a couple of nasturtiums in there. I don't got to label those. I know what nasturtiums look like. Hey, Robin's in here. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Well, I know kind of how you doing. I was talking to you earlier. That's another local, another Ipswich native. Let's see. I got 50% Ipswich people in here right now. Tanya's Townhouse Garden. Oh, Tanya, hey, you changed your name. So are we starting a channel now? That's awesome. Ooh, yes. Oh, I'm going to have to lower that. I can't quite reach it from there. So let me pull you down, guys. Hopefully I'm still mostly in frame. Yeah, I can reach that a little better now. Let's do this. And pop that up a little. So yeah, garden table with Mother and Lynn. This might be the last week that you need to, okay, the last week that you need to buy lettuce at the store. Yahoo! Tanya got brave and did a video. Woo! All right. All right. I will go ahead and watch that later on tonight. That's exciting. Woohoo! So I don't know how often I'll be doing like my 3-hour live streams like I used to. You know, I'm finding myself getting tired a lot earlier than I used to. But apparently, so another thing that's been going on is like I've had this weird thing with my leg. And I won't go into explaining it, but my doctor did a whole bunch of tests and all that stuff and found that I had a pretty serious vitamin D deficiency. So I'm on all that. That explains maybe why I've been so exhausted all the time. You know, not that doing 2 musicals at a time, plus softball, plus a regular full-time job, plus YouTube, plus an extra babysitting job and my kids, and yeah, you know, that wouldn't make me tired. But even when I took it down and I was doing much less, I was exhausted. And of late, I have been very exhausted. So, goodness, these are some leggy nasturtiums, I'll tell you. Ugh. Also very glad that I put a towel down before coming on and doing all this up-potting. Save my kitchen floor. Oh, your daughter got COVID. Oh, I hope you stay well. That's why Brampton Gardner is not on tonight, is her daughter got COVID last week and they thought they were in the clear until she got it this weekend. So yeah, that didn't end up going well. So that's why she's not here either, is she's not feeling very well. Oh, my auntie's here. Hi, auntie. Yeah, I've been doing a lot. And I said I wasn't going to go and do 2 musicals again this summer. But then my director for my one of my theater groups just added another musical, and I can't say no to it, so I'm going to have to do it. So not only are we doing a musical that I've really wanted to do for a long time, The Trail to Oregon, this summer, we are also doing Carrie the musical, and my voice is kind of like, it's right in the wheelhouse for Mrs. White, for Carrie's mother, so now I have to try out. So I'll be doing 2 musicals again this summer. All right, that's all my nasturtiums potted up. I'm very sad that my borage never germinated, so I have no borage this year. My cilantro came up, but it was very, very shaded out by all those nasturtiums, so it's very, very spindly and leggy. So I'm going to give it a new pot, and it's actually going to get a chance to develop. Oh, come on out of there, will you? Oh. So yeah, I was going to have Rochelle from Brampton Gardner here tonight, but as I said, she is under the weather and will probably be hanging out in chat at some point. Yeah. Woo. All right. It's my poor spindly cilantro bunch. Hopefully they'll get a little stronger and I can separate them. Let's see. It can still plant borage plenty of time. Yes, I think I just need to get new seeds for it, because the ones that I have clearly were just not okay. Ooh, I can go steal some of Auntie's borage. Yay! Because I like to plant them around my tomatoes. Oh, good. Tanya's Townhouse Garden. Tanya's checking out Garden to Table with Heather Lynn. That's awesome. Yay. keeping a record of your garden, like that's actually part of really what started my YouTube channel, was that I started out photographing my garden when I was growing on the porch of my old apartment. And I would, write a caption under like every single, I would write a caption under every picture explaining what I was doing, what I was planning on doing, what went right, what was going wrong. And I think at some point I got these Roma tomatoes from Home Depot that were just horrendous. Like they were half dead. They were almost completely dead. So it was, I got to say hi to some of these people who have come on in. Let's see. So Auntie came in. I see Kitty. Hello, Kitty. Joy of the garden. So excited. Carpenter Self-Reliance. How you doing? Paul's Green Space. Welcome in. All right. All right. Yeah. All right. Okay. So I got all the nasturtiums are potted up. I got the cilantro. When I planted the aloha peppers that I saved from the grocery store, none of them came up. So I thought that they were all, maybe it was just a sterile seed, but I was wrong because I decided, even though it was late for peppers, like really late for peppers, I would just throw a bunch in anyway. And so I've got some baby peppers. Oh, your green stock is on the front porch with a Dollar Tree planter. Nice. I did not get a chance to plant up my mine last week. I got the strawberries that I got from Garden to Table with Heather Lynn. Those are in my green stock and they're doing fine. They were out of the ground for a week and a half. A week and a half. I mean, I had them in a very, like, an inch and a half of bagged soil in a tub, but the tub got knocked over either by the wind or by an animal, I don't know, so they all got tumbled about and all of that, but they survived and they made it into my green stock, so they're all acclimated and doing just fine out there. So I've got to get the bare root strawberries in there, so it's great. Yeah, so that's fantastic. Paul's Green Space said, I hope everyone's doing well and having a good day. I am having a very good day. It's been a bit of a frustrating day. I have a real estate closing tomorrow, and it's been just a little crazy. And the seller's agent didn't do what he needed to do in time, so it kind of put our closing tomorrow in jeopardy, but thankfully everything is good. Thankfully everything's good. It's going to close. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3 sugar pud tomatoes. So I have sadness with a couple of things here. My German Johnsons never germinated, so I do not have German Johnson, nor did my Cherokee Purples. So I am sad. I mean, not Cherokee Purples, Ukrainian Purples. The Cherokee Purple did germinate, and they're a little small, because they got shaded by some of the faster growing tomatoes here, and that's partially what's going to happen once I get these all separated into their own pots. They'll have more room. Let's see. Is it common for bare roots to look like they are dead and not going to grow? Yes. They'll probably look like that for a week or two, and then they'll all of a sudden just throw out leaves and look pretty. They might not all come out of dormancy, but they should be fine. Congrats on my closing. Yes. Woohoo. And I have another set of clients that are getting their pre-approval now, and we're getting out to go look for houses hopefully this weekend. Not this weekend, the next weekend. Yeah, I'm very glad the strawberries made it, but I knew that if they didn't, I could probably come get more and you wouldn't even notice. Except that you'd be like, Danny, what are you doing in my side yard? All right, let me write these labels. So we got sugar pud, and I know David Gray is going to be very excited for these because he really wanted some seed. Whoops. I wrote that label badly. He really wanted some sugar pud seed, so I will make sure to isolate some of these tomatoes. Ooh, yes, I would really, really love a Ukrainian purple. I can trade you something else. Oh, ooh, I'll trade you an M.I. Gardner Giant Crimson because I started 5 seeds and I got 5 plants. See, I'm doing dances all over today. I do know where I can buy German Johnson tomatoes, and it's where I got the German Johnson tomato last year that I saved seed from. So yeah, I'll just when I go to pick up my Voldemort tomato from them, I'll pick up a German Johnson. But they do not have Ukrainian purple, but apparently my auntie does. Alrighty, let me just label these 3 pots. Got these cheapo little pots last year, and they've come in so handy. So yeah, so they didn't germinate, but I'll definitely have plenty of, I'll definitely, like, there are sources where I can get them, so it's great. Woo! All right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so I mean, not too much growing yet. I did a really great video. Well, I feel like it was a great video earlier today on. All right, let's see if I can get these puppies out of their pot here. All right, so this shows you what kind of gardener I am. I have one really great sugar pud tomato, one slightly smaller one, but still fine, and one teeny tiny baby one that I probably should sacrifice, but am I going to? No. Let me see if I can just section these off here. I hate to sacrifice plants if I don't have to. So that teeny tiny baby one, once it gets into its own pot, it'll be fine. So I'm just gently kind of teasing these apart so we're not tearing a whole bunch of roots, but you guys know that tomatoes are pretty hardy. They don't really seem to mind being messed with for the most part, and I'm going to bury them nice and deep, or as deep as I can anyway. And all right, can I get a decent root system on that little one? Yes, I can. 1, 2, 3. So I'll tilt that one a little sideways there. There we go. Yeah, so I did a nice video on chitting potatoes earlier today. I'm going to do some stuff at the community garden tomorrow if the weather is nice. Get a bunch of seeds in there. There's still a lot of stuff around here that I've got to get into the ground. Like, I'm very late on my peas, like a month late on my peas, a month and a half late on my peas, honestly. So I don't know how much of a harvest I'm going to get this year. So that's as deep as I could plant that one, but that'll help. All right, sugar pud number 1. Sugar pud number 2. This one tore a little bit, but that's all right. Bury it nice and deep. It'll be fine. There we go. Yeah, it's hard to start peppers without an appropriate amount of light, and I know it was really hard to get light there. I would share with you some of my pepper starts, but I really only started what I needed this year, and so I can't spare what I've got. Normally, I love to share. Yay for carrots! Yay for carrots starting. I gotta get my carrots in. I really do. Okay. We brought that one all the way down. Let me see if I can pull them up a little bit. There we go. But the deeper you go in your berry with a tomato, the more roots it's going to sprout, and that little one needs some help. So we'll go with that. Oh, man. My hips. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yeah, the salsa with me peppers. Yeah, we have a longer day length now, so you starting those late probably maybe help those out too, because they're going to get a little bit more sun. Okay, now what's this next one here? Ah, okay. Here we go. I got 1, 2, 3 of these next one, the get stuffed. Yeah, so I had planned, hey, Brampton Gardner is here. She got stuck in the massage chair. So for the community garden, Lysa peppers. No, I don't have Lysa peppers. I've never heard of those. Oh, now I'm going to have to go look at Baker Creek and put them on the list for next year. Because I've gotten all my seeds for this year. I'm good. Yes, so the community garden, I was going to try to put in as much like set it and forget it type of plants as I could. Like I was going to fill that thing with potatoes and onions and carrots, things like that I'm just gonna pop in the ground and let them grow. I'm gonna put my okra there. So the only problem is apparently, according to the rules of the community garden, I cannot grow potatoes there. Apparently, and I've never heard this before, but apparently they attract tomato hornworm worse than anything else. And so nobody wants tomato hornworm in the garden. So potatoes are verboten. They're totally, oh yeah, I know that. Yes. So okra, yes, you need to be picking those. But I'll be stopping by after work every day to make sure everything's watered and all of that. So like a quick stop by to harvest, that's fine. But as far like once getting them up and growing, they pretty much grow like a weed. So yeah, I know you gotta harvest those like every day. No sweet potatoes either, which is frustrating. So yeah, no potatoes over there of any kind. So I'm gonna just fill it with all my carrots, with my onions, radishes, some turnips, rutabaga, and then I'll put whatever tomatoes, peppers. Well, not peppers. I don't have extra peppers, but um, tomatoes, eggplant, whatever is extra that doesn't fit in the other 3 gardens will go there. So I think that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I don't know for sure if that's true, but they are some very, very savvy gardeners over there. So if they're saying that, why does it look like I have a black eye? No matter which way I move, I don't have a black eye, I promise. Nobody has punched me in the face. I walked into no doors. Okay, wait a minute. So these are the get stuffed tomatoes. Okay. Just got to make sure I got all my labels. And hey, welcome in Erica from Flicker Hill Homestead. And Rebecca Davis, Touched by Yarn. Hello, hello. Ooh, let me know if you want to trade tomatoes for peppers. Maybe. Because I'm only growing 1 of most of these things, and I have 3 of most of these things. Like the get stuffed. I'm only growing 1, but I have 3 seedlings. Here we go. Get my labels up. I definitely find potting up a lot more fun when I've got you guys to talk to. I'll tell you that. Oh. And it's also, and believe it or not, it's kind of more fun now that I don't have like the the pressure of needing to get my hours for monetization. After April, most of the other months of this year were like 200 hours a piece. So, there we go. All right, and like the other one, I've got two really nice plants and then one smaller one, but it's still a good one. So that's happy. All right, let's see if I can get them apart, though. I probably should have potted these up like a week ago. Let's see. Has anybody in here done sweet potato slips? If you know who has some great videos on sweet potato slips, actually, is Urban Girl Gardening. Kiki Soto, Urban Girl Gardening. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, here we go. I think I did hear about that, and I don't like it. I don't know why I don't like it. I just feel like when you have an indeterminate plant, snipping your tomato, like topping it like a pepper, it's a little different. Hey, speak of the devil, not really devil, but speak of the girl herself. Her ears must have been ringing. Tanya here, Tanya's Townhouse Garden was just asking about sweet potato slips, and I said that the person whose videos you want to go watch is Kiki Soto at Urban Girl Gardening, because she's got all the great videos on sweet potato slips and how to plant them, and grew some really great ones, but oh no, that is terrible. Peppers, garlic chives, and butterfly peas. Oh, I'm glad it looks okay though. Cross my fingers. Yeah, I don't like the idea of cutting off the top of either of tomatoes. I wouldn't top tomatoes. If you want to do 2 liters, just take that very first sucker and, well, don't do that. Correction. You want to clip off all the suckers, all the leaves from the bottom, like 12 to 18 inches of your plant, because you don't want when it rains or when you water soil to splash up on the leaves, because that's going to cause blight. The blight spores live in the soil. So you're going to really reduce your chances of blight if you just strip the plant for that bottom, at least the bottom foot. And then if you want to do 2 liters, just take that first sucker and let it go. And let it branch out from there. Then you have a main stem and a main stem, and you can lead them up like that. I do that sometimes. I'll do a single vine up a stake, and then if it's next to a cattle panel trellis where I'm growing squash or something like that, I'll also weave the second leader up through the cattle panel trellis. But that's about as close as I get to doing 2 liters. I would not top my tomatoes. I do top my peppers, and in fact, I'm going to top my peppers. Yeah. Yep, see, Flicker Hill and Brampton Gardner, they also agree. Just let a sucker grow if you want to do a second leader. Leanne is here! Woohoo! Yes! Yes. I'm so excited you're here. Yeah, I was going to be in Mr. Boots and Bounty tonight because I usually am, but I was so wrapped up in my real estate transaction after work, and then I needed like from 7:30 to 8 to decompress, because it's been a day of figuring that all out. But it's going to be, we're going to get it closed tomorrow, and I'm going to get a check. Hey! Yes, definitely go check out Kiki's videos on all of that. Let's see. Yeah, kept the tops to plant as a singles. That is smart. That was smart. Hey, where to begin homestead? How are you? Oh, let's see. Had to cover your broccoli, cabbage, and strawberry site. It's supposed to be in the low. Oh, yuck. No fun. Like, where is the warm weather? Where is the spring weather? It's, ugh. Let's see. Cover and put your heater on the tomatoes. Hey, Jennifer Anger. Did I say that right? Anger? I hope I said that right. Oh, Rochelle's out here dropping links while she's sick. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you have extra, why not? And thank you, Rebecca Davis. Says everybody go tap that like button. Woohoo. All right. Okay, now let's get back to potting up these babies. These are the Get Stuffed tomatoes. Yahoo. So all three of those germinated. I planted 3. I grew 3. Oh no. I hope you don't lose your fruit. I was just saying today how I can't wait to have my own place because I want to grow a cherry tree so badly. But I want like sweet cherries. I want like those really nice sweet cherries. And I don't know if those are the kind that would grow. Well, then again, I don't know where I'm going to be buying my place. So you have nothing growing because you need to build the deer fence. I understand that. Because I got to build some rabbit fences. I would say what temperature it's going to get down to tonight, but I did not check the weather, and to do that, I would have to hop out of StreamYard, and that would not go well. So, all right. Being very haphazard about potting these up tonight. Washington cherries. Your cherries are Washington really sour. I can't wait. Now that, since Kiki's in here, I'm going to talk about all sorts of stuff. Oh, yeah, that's right. There is a great video that Luke has because he's got cherry trees and peaches and things like that in, well, I think he's in zone 6 anyway. Or no, he might be in zone 5. 5A? And you're what, zone 4 or something? Yeah, he did this wall of water thing where he sprayed all his trees. You should check that out. I didn't pay it's 37 for a low tonight. Ooh. I mean, it's not 20, so I'll take it. Let's see if I can get this tomato deep down into this pot. It needs to get some extra roots. These tomatoes are definitely leggy, but we're planting them nice and deep. That should be good. Ta-da. All right, there's all the Get Stuffed. Making progress here. I am almost a third of the way through the whole packet. These next ones, I only got one of these tomatoes, and this is the, this is the Thorburns Lemon Blush. And this is one of the ones that I got to pick for me. Let's pop that baby out. This is a nice, big, healthy plant, let me tell you. Ta-da! Oh, no, you need to replant your tomatoes? Okay, here we go. Well, this is a nice, healthy baby. Shading out everything around it. If I'm not mistaken, that's going to be a monster in 2 to 3 weeks when it's time to actually plant these outside. Oh, repot. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. All right. Rolling around. My hip. Oh, I'm getting old. My hips. Oy. All right. Oh, shoot. I should label that. Thorburns Lemon Blush. I only had one, and so I forgot to throw a label on it. That would have been bad. I would have been like, what is this? Um, oh, that reminds me. What? There was a movie, and it was Keanu Reeves, if I remember right, in Italy, and grapes and something, and Italy and grapes, and they had to, there was a freeze or something like that, and so they were all out there with bonfires or something like that in between the rows of grapes, and they were out there with like big, gauzy wings flapping like this and moving the heat around. I don't remember what movie that was, but okay, what do we got here? Oh, these are the Cherokee Purple, and they are looking very sad. Um, let's see. So I had some issues in my seed starting setup. I didn't realize that A Walk in the Clouds, that's what movie it was. Yes. Anyway, so I had an issue in my seed starting setup where oh goodness, here we go. I didn't realize that the floors were so slanted, and the water was only going to one side of my plants. It was really sad. So these Cherokee Purples did not get as much water as they needed. They are very stunted, and they're going to need some help. Ugh, so much for putting this towel down. It's still very messy in here. Ugh, so we're going to pot this nice and deep. I'm going to give them a good drink. So now I've got to remember that morning and night, I've got to give them a little water and rotate the trays so that they actually, because that's as big as my Cherokee Purple. That's the big Cherokee Purple right now. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, I feel like everybody's doing the tomato potting right about now. Let's write down Cherokee Purple. Do. And I think that, hey, my granny's garden. Hello, hello. Yeah, I don't know what to do for edema. Ugh. There we go. Look at that baby. My granny's garden has come on in. Let's see. Know if you'd use soil blocks since you can see the water rolling off the yeah. Soil blocker for next year is definitely a thing that's happening. Let's see. Husband keeps finding another tomato. All right, Kiki, heading out. Bye. Okay, because I don't know if I've ever run into the issue. All right, let's see. Another pot for the Cherokee Purple. Oh, a couple of seeds must have been stuck together because I planted 3 seeds of each, but I've got 4 Cherokee Purple seedlings. And I would say I would sacrifice the really baby one, but we all know that's not going to happen. I am going to plant them all. Oh, these labels do not make it hard to see. So I am finally making stickers. I'm very excited about that. Yeah. Just stop overwatering, not as simple as it seems. Now these are all getting a good drink once I finish potting up. All right, let's get this other baby. Oh, look at this one. It's like all curling. like curling under. It's just so sad. Drops too many seeds in the soil and wonders why we have over 60 tomato plants. Yeah, I'm just thinking that one of them must have been stuck together. Oh, let's see. Yeah, while I was sick, I definitely neglected a lot of my seedlings. So things are not looking like, here I am like, I'm the wicked awesome gardener, and things are not looking that wicked awesome right now. But I mean, then again, that's a pretty healthy looking seedling. I mean, so things are not all bad. They're not dead. And if a tomato's not dead, you can fix it. Because they're okay. All right. I think I might make my first cull. I just might. This one's going to pain me. All right. Do I keep this sad Cherokee purple? It doesn't even have like a second leaf. It's just we know I'm keeping it, so I'm going to go put it in the pot now. Yes, yeah, wicked awesome-ish gardener. Yeah, that works. Yeah, bonus of tomatoes. If you pot them up, they bounce back. Yeah, so I'm going to go pot this baby. I'm going to pot it up all the way to those first leaves and let it grow. So there's one sad looking tomato. And then generally whatever extras I have, I'll, give them away. You hope your onions live through this week. Ooh, I still got to get my onions out. No, I'm very excited to have Cherokee purple this year. I had it last year. It was the first time I'd ever tasted them, and they were delicious. I mean, it's a tomato. What tomato is not delicious? You started 3 more tomato varieties yesterday. You mean there's time for me to start more tomatoes? Can I can I start one of my other 30 varieties that I did not grow this year? No, I have all the tomatoes I could possibly need. All right, so we got 4 Cherokee purple. That's pretty great. Let's make sure they're labeled. There you go, little baby. 6 bundles of onions from Dixondale. I've got my onion starts, and then my dad got my from seed, and then my dad went and got a bunch of onion sets. So I think we're gonna have plenty of onions. Last year she started some in the end of June and had some great ones. Ooh, Kaleidoscope Jewel. I need to see what those look like. You only started your tomato seeds on April Fool's Day. Well, yeah, that makes a lot of sense for you. That being in zone 4A, I only started my tomatoes like a week or so before that. So, plenty of time. I only got 1. Oh no, that's right. I got 5 giant crimson. Let's label those up because I definitely don't want to mix up those. Let's see. Giant crimson. Pardon the dead air while I write these down. Okay, so confession. Last year, I sowed mine at the beginning of February, and then they got so huge indoors, and I did not have enough light and all that to keep them going, and so they got I had a tomato forest in there, and then yeah, I had a tomato forest in there, and then they just got so huge they all died. So I had to start over with all my tomatoes like the first or second week of April. So I was planting out like 3-week-old seedlings into my garden, and they still grew huge. Well, I was going to have a co-host tonight. I was going to have a co-host, but she is under the weather, so I no longer have a co-host. Are you volunteering? Oh, yeah. See, I would love, love to have a hoop house. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, because the giant crimson were kind of my babies this year, I didn't do 3 to a cell. I only did 2 to a cell, and then I did 1. And it's a little yellow again because the watering issue, and it really needs more room. So this should help it a lot. So I'm just going to go ahead and plant that as deep as we can in a 4-inch pot, but and nip off that one yellow leaf at the bottom. Ta-da! My first giant crimson! Ugh. Yeah, it feels like everybody's been sick this week. Ugh. Dex snoring. See, that's the one thing about Mia is that she does not snore. Not very often, but occasionally she will snore, but she is not very loud. Okay, funny story. When I worked for this real estate team, we were a team with members in Massachusetts and New Jersey. So we would always have we would have weekly virtual training calls, and we'd have weekly virtual training calls via Zoom. And we would always joke around because we had my team lead and then we had this other woman named Tina, and they both had dogs that would constantly snore so loud. So we would always be joking about the dogs snoring in the background. Well, we had this other team member who will remain nameless, and she was kind of nuts and kind of paranoid about everything. And she would sometimes go off on these tangents and rants, and I couldn't stand it. So, being that my face can sometimes speak a lot louder than my mouth, I would turn my video off whenever she went off on those rants, and my coach knew this. So she would just leave it alone and let me go and turn off my video, because otherwise the eye rolls were going to be epic. My boss, my coach was also rolling her eyes, but she was doing it internally and was able to keep it off her face, and I couldn't do it. So yeah. So one of these days I was very tired. I think actually I think actually I was pregnant at the time. I was a surrogate mom. So I was pregnant at the time, so I was kind of tired. So I'm laying down on the bed and I'm listening, and this woman goes off on one of her rants, and I just went click, and I turned the video off. Mind you, my audio is still on as usual, but I made the mistake of okay, I'm just going to put my head down for a second and let her go off on her thing, and I'll jump back in when she stops. Except I didn't. I almost immediately fell asleep, and I was 3 inches from the microphone of my iPad, and I started snoring. And we're not talking just any snoring. It sounded like a truck. Yeah. So they're my coach is going, oh, Tina, is that Ollie? Is he like is he snoring over there? And they're like, no, I thought it was Zeus. They're like, who is that? And then they ask, is Danielle, is Mia snoring? Danielle? 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 And there I am, snoring like a truck. And the meeting's almost over. There's like, 5-10 minutes left at that point. And they just did the rest of the meeting with all of them laughing and just finishing up and just laughing and making fun of me and waiting for me to wake up. And I didn't wake up. So they just ended the meeting. And then I get messages, texts from Tina, from Krista, my coach, and they're all just roasting me. And now, like, some of you are Facebook friends with me, and you will see Krista and Tina still will not let me live it down. And I don't blame them because that was funny. So, yeah, I don't put my head down on Zoom calls anymore. Because I know me, I will fall asleep, pregnant or not. All right, my last two giant crimson babies. Let's see, giant crimson. There we go. I mean, these grew pretty strong. I mean, the one that had its own pot the whole time is definitely a lot bigger, but I mean, obviously that kind of stands to reason. Yeah, I am definitely planning to save seed from the giant crimsons. I have blossom bags, so I will bag the blossoms to keep the seed pure and keep it from cross-pollinating and all of that jazz. And I will send people seed at the end of the season. So you'll miss out on it this year, but feel free. I'll be putting out a post saying, send me your address and I will send you seeds. So for this year, but next year they'll be available at let's see, Baker Creek, and they'll be, M.I. Gardner, of course, will have them. So they'll be very, very widely available next year anyway to buy, but I will definitely go ahead. Let's see. Virtual meetings are interesting. At first, 2 years ago, we used to laugh, things like that. Now it's just another day at remote office. Yep. It's so true. Let's see. Oh, I am surrounded by tomatoes and I am only halfway done. Not even halfway done. What's my next one? Paul Robeson. I really can't wait to try these. I'm very excited. And I have 1, 2, 3. Oh, I gotta stretch my legs. There we go. What are we doing here? We're almost an hour? Cool. That's fun. And where did my pen go? There it is. Let's see. Trying to see what else we're doing here. Let's see. Just write these. Paul Robeson. There we go. All right. A great problem to have is to be surrounded by tomatoes, right? Got to start trying to figure out a random line on my. Oh. Were you playing like one of those games, like you put the card on your head or something? Is that what you're doing? Ugh. All my Paul Robeson tomatoes are also very tiny. That makes me sad. Again, they were on the side of the tray that the water was draining away from. Okay, all right, now I can sit like that again, bring my legs in. Okay. So one of these babies is very spindly and small, but I'm going to pot it up anyway. I'm going to save it. There we go. These are some very leggy tomatoes. Oh. With was it like pen or something like that? I don't know. But all right. I love that this one is basically like falling apart into its 3 sections of root. I like that. When I don't have to tear anything. They just kind of fall into their own little thing. Do. Ugh. Maybe I should have saved some of these and done another video on saving leggy tomato seedlings. Do. So glad I have so much extra potting soil upstairs. Ugh. And I'm realizing I'm going to need more trays. Hey, Jay, welcome. Who did I miss? Hey, Growing with Jay. How you doing? Yeah, not late to the party. What do they say? A wizard is neither late nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to, and I am a nerd. And I don't mind being a nerd. I enjoy it. Oh, yeah, I've seen one of those with the lawyer. He's like, I don't know. I pressed a button here. I'm not a cat. I don't think anybody thought you were a cat, buddy. Nobody actually thought you were a cat. They all just laughed at you. Hey, Lydia Baker's here. How you doing? We're just potting up some really leggy tomatoes. Ugh. Oof. They're mainly leggy. I mean, they were close under the lights like they should be, but they were mainly leggy just because they were in their little, little pots like too long and fighting each other to get up to the light as the big ones started to shade them and didn't have enough room for their roots and all that fun jazz. So now we're just going to save them by potting them up really deep. Like, there's my Paul Robeson tomato. It looks so tiny and spindly. Okay. All right. That is 1/2 a tray done. And let's take that extra soil, throw it in here. Because I don't like to waste potting soil if I can. Pop that up there. And we'll put a few of these in here. Try to make a little bit more room here because I'm running out. This Cherokee purple is just so tiny and sad. Yeah. Let's see. Use different lights and you don't think they're as good. Boo. Okay, let's see. That's my giant crimson baby. So excited for these plants. Gorgeous, gorgeous giant crimsons. All right. Can I fit third one in there? Yes, I can. And yes, I can. Okay. I'm going to turn this tray around. Ugh. My cherry tomatoes are the ones that are really, really struggling here. I only got 1 tigerella, but that's okay. And my super sweet 100s are really suffering. At least I got one of everything that I wanted here, so that's great. Let's see. Let's start with the Super Snow White. Get my cherry tomatoes going on here. If I can find out where I dropped my pen. Here it is. Let's see. What growing zone am I in? I am in zone 6B. Almost 6A, but 6B. Right on the coast of Massachusetts, a bit north of Boston. Literally across the street from me is ocean. So that ocean breeze creates a little bit of a microclimate. So if you go like 20 minutes inland, even one or two towns inland, you're 6A. But right here on the water, we get 6B. Mini bells from Haas. Vernissage? Tomatoes from Baker Creek. Going colorful. I am going colorful this year. I got some white cherry tomatoes. I got the black cherry, the Tigarella for stripes, and then a solid red cherry with the super sweet 100. I've got black tomatoes with the True Black Brandywine and Paul Robeson. I've got yellow with the Thorburns Lemon Blush. I've got some stripes. I haven't even gotten to the stripy tomatoes yet. Most of these have been red. Get Stuffed is red. The Paul Robeson are black. The Sugar Pud are red. What else do I got here? That's a giant crimson with Sugar Puds. Yeah, so far I've got one yellow tomato that I've done, and the Cherokee purples are kind of almost a black, but not. All right, let's see. I've got super sweet or super snow white. It's so hard to see on these labels where the bottom of it is. I love these super snow whites because they're like a pearly color. It's really cool. You neglected your tomato starts for a while and the aromas suffered. Yeah. I definitely had some issues with my tomato starts this year. I didn't realize how much the floor. I mean, I knew the floor slanted, but I didn't realize how much. And so half the tray was getting water and the other half was not. Whoops. So some of these are small and stunted, but I think they'll be fine now that I've got them in larger pots. So that'll work out. Colorful is good. Different flavors. Yes. Yahoo! Apple Tree Urban's Homestead. Hello, Annette. So it is raining again in Australia. Fantastic. Brampton Gardener is trying all new varieties this year, except Tiny Tim, Mortgage Lifter, and Moneymaker, and the other gazillion are new to you. Yeah, I'm growing a lot of new ones this year, too. Like I said, I'm really, really crazy excited about the about the Giant Crimson, but I've got a lot of other ones in here that I'm psyched for, too. Ooh, okay, so these Super Snow Whites are so badly wanting to be transplanted that I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's starting to grow those like little white nubby roots that are saying, I need more nutrition. So we're going to give them a nice new pot and they will be happy. Let's see if we can Pop that down. Let's see. Let it go. Hey, John from Will It Grow. Hello. I was out here scooping out the competition. No, just kidding. Hey. We got, let's see. We got Rebel Canners in here. Hey, Tammy, how you doing? Yeah, I had to get all the cool tomatoes. I have a list of stuff to buy for next year too. Amethyst Jewel, I want to grow next year. Dark Galaxy, Rebel Starfighter Prime. So those are going to be some of the ones. I'm going to do the tomato brackets again next year because I think people really had a lot of fun with it. I had a lot of fun with it. I'll just do it a little sooner next year, and I'm going to start with a full 32 brackets and go down. And we'll do it that way. Let's see. Just seeing who else is here. Yeah, so I think that's going to be the plan for next year. Is I'll just start in the middle of January so that I can really get those tomatoes started at the beginning of March. That way, because it kind of made me hold off a little extra this year, because I would have liked to start them in the beginning of March instead of closer to the end of March, which is what happened with the brackets just running so long. This is a sad little cherry tomato. Ugh. It's so skinny and spindly. But it's a cherry tomato. It'll grow like a weed. I only have one black cherry, but that's okay. I only need one. So as long as I have one, I'm a happy lady. Yes. So next year, so I've got one green stalk for this year. Next year, I want to get a second green stalk because the first one is going to keep my strawberries in it. But next year, I want to do some experimenting with the green stalk and see how much food I can grow just in the green stalk. So dwarf tomatoes are definitely going in there, as are like bush beans and some like a Space Master cucumber or something like that. I want to try and get as creative as I can and see how much I can grow just in the green stalk and weigh all the food that comes out of it. So I think that's going to be an interesting video series and something fun that will be easy to track. You're already eating off your Tiny Tim. Yeah, I have a couple little tomatoes on my 42-day tomato, but they are not going red yet. You want more green stalks? Yes. Yeah, so there is a group on Facebook that I'm part of called Tomato Geeks, and they are all breeders of various things, and they have a ton of their own crosses of various kind of dwarf tomatoes, and I would really like to get some of those from the from them when they're when they've stabilized their tomatoes. So I'd really like to do that. becoming a farm girl YouTube channel has you wanting a green stalk and you have all the garden a girl can have. Yeah. That's what you're doing in one green stalk. Leaf planter has strawberries, and third one has all herbs. Oh, yeah. I'd love to do a perennial herb garden in a green stalk. Next year, maybe I will take like the top tier of the strawberry planter, and I'll put herbs in that. So I'll do like 7 different, herbs in the top, and then grow the rest as strawberries. I'm not sure yet. Let me see. Let me grab my black cherry. I finally, because, we're up here in Massachusetts and, it's hard to be growing outside already with a lot of stuff. But I finally got my first actual official Shed Wars video up today. So I feel very, very happy. And then I've got another one coming once I plant my asparagus this weekend, which I got to get on. I was supposed to do it last weekend. I've been just very busy. There we go. There's my black cherry. Woo! Oh, the soil is falling apart in my hands. There we go. I'm going to bury this guy nice and deep. Oy. All right. Do. Ta-da! Yeah, time really flies when I get to talk to you guys while I'm potting up. It's like I've probably almost 3/4 of the way through the tray. In the fall, they do an awesome sale. Oh, I will remember that. I'll hopefully. So I only got my green stalk because I closed a real estate transaction, and I was very excited about that. And I was going to plant. I was going to plant a plant. I was going to plan a vacation, and it was going to be like $2,500. But I got all excited about all the money in my account, and I'm like, I can pay off so much of my car loan. And I went and I paid like $3,000 on my car loan, and then went, oh, I forgot to book my vacation. And I'm like, I've got to spoil myself with something. So I got a green stalk. I did buy it on sale, and I did use the code from Roots and Refuge, just 10, to save a little extra. Let's see, what is this one? This is, oh, whoops. This black cherry, I almost made a mistake. This black cherry, not black cherry. This is the Tigerella. I would have figured that out later. But let's just fix that now since I spotted the mistake. Hey, we got Sandy in here from Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. How are you? There we go. Properly labeled, and you can't see the label, but that's okay. All right, so I have 2 black cherry, 1 Tigerella. I almost got a little emotional on the my green stalk assembly video, honestly, because the issues that I've had with housing, and I had my epic porch garden and all the pots and stuff like that I had set up in the front, and then I had to take that all down, and then I got my new apartment and I built that huge garden in, one season with all its cattle panel trellises and all that fun stuff. And then the landlord sold the building too, and then I had to move again and take it all down. That green stalk, I was worried that I wouldn't find an apartment where I could grow. I didn't expect to wind up living at home, but hey, I'll take it. It's going to get me where I need to go. So I ended up with plenty of space to grow anyway, with, 4 gardens at this point: the family garden, the home garden, the canning garden, and the community garden. And now, now I've got a whole green stalk. I did take a moment and be like, okay, real talk. This planter is so versatile that it means that even if, for some reason I don't end up being able to buy or get, whatever my dream is, and I have to, and I lose this garden space and I don't have the community garden space or anywhere else to grow, no matter where I end up, I've got my green stalk, and I can grow tomatoes in there, and I can grow peppers in there, and I can grow cucumbers and, all of that. It's food security in a 2 square foot space. Maybe not full on food security, but because, you can't feed yourself entirely or, or a family from just a green stalk for a whole summer, but it can go a long way. So, hey, Kettle Kitchen, how you doing? Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, I will definitely check out the fall sale because I will be able to afford one at that point. And if it's that good a sale, I would love to get the standard planter instead of another leaf because you can alternate, you can stack them and alternate them, and it kind of makes for an interesting mix. Yeah, so I'll probably go with that. Yeah. I'm like you, where to begin if it's not on sale. Oh, and look who's here. She's got to make her appearance. Come here, baby. Hello. Hello. Look at this puppy. Oh, I love this puggle. And she might love me just a little bit. What do you think? Do you love me? Do you love me? She's like, Mom. Hey, welcome to my Cape Cod life. How you doing? We're just taking a little break from potting up the tomatoes to snuggle the puppy that's insisting on snuggles. Because, can you ignore this? No. Can you ignore this sweet baby? No. Hello, Puggle Pup. Hello, Puggle Pup. Yeah. She's like, Mom, I love you. Mom, I love you. Get off your live stream and come cuddle me. You're not on the bed all snuggled with me. This is not okay. It is not acceptable. Right? I play this game, and look at it, it's going in a circle. It's not just going side to side. Her tail is going in a circle like a propeller. It's like ridiculous. I play this game with her sometimes where I don't look at her face for a little while and the tail stops. So I'm just kind of waiting to see if her tail stops for even a second, but I don't know if it's going to. But watch this. So her tail is slowing a little bit, and then, and then I'm going to look at her and I'm going to go, meow! And the tail just goes crazy. And the tail goes crazy. Oh my goodness. And then she chills just for a little bit. Nope. She's like, no, I'm just not going to go. Okay. Look at this. Oh my goodness. I am not holding her. She's just. You're not used to a wagging tail, just a wagging butt. Dexter. Crazy, crazy dog. Oh, is that back scritches? You like the back scritches? We're getting hair all over my tomatoes. We're getting puppy hair all over my tomatoes. She's like, oh, not the tomatoes. Okay, go lay down. Don't you. Sit. Sit. Oh, let's see if I can get it. You speak. 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 She's like, do you really have a treat? Speak. 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 They can't hear that. Speak. 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 She's doing like a little cough bark. Speak. Speak. Now I have to get her something. Hold on one second. What do I have? That's the question. Okay, I'll get you a something. What do we got? Everything I have for you is frozen right now. Ha ha ha. Oh, I'm so mean. Oh well. Oops, I'm out of treats. Oh, see, yep, you gotta put Dexter. Gotta put Dexter in your bed. Let's see. Yeah, she is a sweet dog. You are a very sweet dog, and I love you, and I'm sorry for faking you out for a treat, but you had plenty of treats today. I know she gets all the cookies when I'm not home from Grammy and Grampy. Let's see. Okay, so I got all my black cherries. Got those. And I've got 2 super sweet 100s. So get that. Do do do. And for anybody else who happened to see my collab video, we had a bunch more channels in the last week pop into it, even though it's kind of on the late side. But I know that Alicia from Country Mama Musings is popping into the collab, I think tomorrow, or something very soon. She's got it shot and edited. I just don't know what day she's adding it to the collab. So I think that's probably going to be the end of it because, it's been about 3 weeks, so I don't know how many other people are going to pop in. But we did a really cool collab that Leanne helped me with a lot. And that was 5 musts and never agains. So 5 things that I will always grow in my garden and 5 things that I will never, ever grow again, which you guys know me. I want to grow all the things all the time. So you know that it was probably really hard for me to pick 5 that I won't. And it was. It was very difficult. But I did. I found 5. Let's see. Yeah, well, yeah, Leanne helped a lot. You did give me the push off the cliff, and then I just fell. Okay, you want to talk about a tiny baby tomato? It's one of my super sweet 100s. That's okay. It will be fine. It'll take off. Actually, Leanne, we have just when you okay. So I posted my initial video on a Saturday afternoon, and a couple other channels followed suit and posted on time on Saturday afternoon. And then Leanne posted, and so I got about 250 views in the first 48 hours. And just after that 48 hours, Leanne posted her entry into the video, into the collab. And in the next 24 hours, I doubled my views to 500. And also got like 40 extra subscribers. Like boom, 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 boom in a few hours. And it was crazy. So that video went whoop. So we were calling that the Leanne effect. So you have like a thing named after you now, the Leanne effect. But a lot of the channels here did it. Garden to Table with Heather Lynn, Sandy at Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. Let's see, Leanne did it. Rochelle at Brampton Gardner did it. Lisa from Yogi Hollow, who I know isn't here, and then Ormsby Farms, Bland's Promised Land Ranch. Oh, hey, I'll promote this while Rochelle's not here. I am going to be live with Bland's Promised Land Ranch tomorrow. Yeah, I heard you told Sandy to do it. It was great. And she had a great list. It's so fun, like seeing the different areas of the country and how that influences what you will grow, what you won't grow. And some people, they're in apartments versus, so it was definitely really fun. And I really enjoyed seeing everybody's different take, because a lot of my I will never grows were people's always grows. A lot of my always grows are people's never grows. Yes, Daz did it from, so Daz over at My Aussie Kitchen and Garden, he did it. Blue Self-Reliance, the Blue Pixie, she did it as well. Made new friends with a really great channel called the Squeaky Tree Ranch, or Squeaky Tree Homestead, I'm sorry. They're really fun, and their cow is named Puddin'. Puddin'! A cow named Puddin'! I love it. I love it. So yeah. Another new channel that I've become kind of friends with that I'm really really loving and digging on. No pun intended. Digging for health. It's another great channel that I've just discovered in the last few weeks because of this collab. So I really like them a lot. It's a lot of fun. Okay, Lydia Baker has a question. Mennonite Farmhouse, she did. She's so bossy. Um, yes, welcome to my Cape Cod life. They did a really great entry. Lydia Baker says, when do you usually put your tomatoes in the ground? So my last frost date is, and I put that in quotes for a reason, is supposed to be May 3rd. So we're about a week away from when technically I could put tomatoes out. But I have been surprised by too many early May snows. Like 2 years ago on May 7th, we got a flash freeze. It dropped down like a stone from 65 to 20 overnight. And then there was sleet and freezing rain. And I had just planted my tomatoes out because, like a very silly person, I was not looking at my forecast. So boom. I went out and I covered my tomatoes and all of that, but yeah, they all survived and they started growing. And then that was the worst year I've ever had for tomatoes because they started growing, but then they all started turning black. And even the large tomatoes, like the big beefsteaks and things like that, only got about this big and they only grew a handful of tomatoes and then they just died. So it was not a good tomato year. A few weeks after that, my neighbor had some extra pink brandywine starts, and so he gave them to me. I put them in a big pot, and they grew massive, massive tomatoes. So I know that it was not the conditions, it was not the soil that I was using, it was not, it was just those were the ones that were exposed to the freeze. So I'm like 99.9% certain that's what did it. Because there weren't any pest issues or anything. And like I said, the pink brandywines grew like gangbusters. They were just massive. And that's actually the pink brandywines that I'm growing from now are seeds that I saved from that year of from 2020 when I grew those. So speaking of which, let's see. Let's get on some more tomatoes. Oh, Rochelle's not here, so I'll do these while she's not looking. Brad's Atomic Grape. She does not love them. So when do I put out my tomatoes then, if I don't put them out once we are supposedly frost-free? I wait generally until after Mother's Day, but the biggest thing is to watch your forecast. You want to look at your 7-day forecast, or 10-day forecast rather, and you want to see every night is above 50 degrees, preferably 55. I don't love for my tomatoes to drop below 55 at all if I can help it. So, if your forecast is above 50, you're pretty safe. And then I'm just ready to run out and cover them if I feel that I need to, or if the forecast changes for some reason. So that's when I feel it's safe to put out tomatoes. So I just knocked a whole bunch of soil out of this pot. Dang it. Made a mess of my floor. Sadness. That's a giant crimson too. Boo! Okay. Oh. Well, now while I scoop this up here, it's a good amount of soil. It's okay. I fixed it. The tomato's fine. It's just messy. Let's see. You had to do one thing that you're not going to grow again right now, and 4 things, that you want to grow because you don't have, It's hard to pick 5, things that you won't grow when you haven't had the opportunity to grow a lot of things. Great night. You're uploading a video. Have fun. Enjoy. I'll have to see that video once it's up. Yeah, overnight temperatures have to be above 55 for us to plant tomatoes. Yeah. I mean, like, even 50 is pushing it. 50 is really pushing it. So I will not put these tomatoes out till well after Mother's Day, possibly closer to Memorial Day. Welcome to my Cape Cod life. Yes. Same thing here is we might not get the temperatures that we need until Memorial Day. So yeah, I see that like, oh, there we go. Okay, whoops. You know what I forgot to do? Put a label on it. These are the Brad's Atomic Grape. We're going to pot those up before Rochelle comes back because she doesn't like these. I have never had them before. And I have 3 of these. Let's make sure that label is on there securely. I was going to try to pot up my I was going to try to pot up my eggplant tonight too, but I don't think I'm going to have the time. I think my hips are going to give out long before my soil does. So, oh, getting old. You don't plant peppers until June. My peppers will go out the same time that my tomatoes do, and they do okay. Peppers, eggplant, and tomato I'll all put out together. I need to do one more label for Brad's. There we go. All right. I'm very excited. I might actually get through all of these tomatoes tonight, but if I don't, it'll just be because my hip can't sit on this floor anymore, and I'll need to go. And my tabletop, I would be sitting in my chair up at the table, but it's kind of taken over at the moment by my potatoes that are chitting. Those are going to get planted out this weekend, so I'm psyched for those. There's kind of like these levels in Shed Wars, I guess. Like, you get a level 1 badge if you can go or grow 20 pounds of 20 pounds of onions, and I think I will be able to do that just fine this year. And then, because I grew a lot of, well, I grew a lot of kind of small onions last year, but I grew so many of them that I don't think the weight will be, really a challenge for me, especially where I'm growing them in a few different gardens this year. Also, my dad picked up a whole bunch of onion sets this weekend. So I've got onions from seed, I've got onion sets, I've got plenty. Joy in the Garden is also getting her potatoes out this weekend. Yay, yay, yay. It sounds like, from the comments on my potato chitting video earlier today, it sounds like a lot of people are getting their potatoes out this weekend. I like putting them out a little bit before the first frost. They do okay. They can suffer a light frost, so it's not going to be a problem for them. And then that gives me enough time that I can do a second succession later in the year. So the problem is later in the year finding seed potatoes. So, and I don't want to plant what I just harvested because, like, what's the point of that? This Brad's Atomic Grape is really spindly. Hopefully getting it into its own pot will help it grow stronger. The giant crimson. What did I just do? It just did something. I'm very confused. The tomato plant has disappeared. Let's see. Brad's Atomic Grape. Brad's Atomic Grape. Brad's Atomic Grape. Oh, hey, I put that in 2 pots. So one thing. All right. Where to begin? Homestead. Have a great night. You got another live to support. That's great. Spread it around. Seriously, I have misplaced a tomato seedling that I put out of a pot, and I don't know where it went. That's really strange. I am very confused. Anybody see where that went? I don't know that you can see down there anyway. It didn't get mixed into the bag of soil. It didn't go. I'm really confused. Well, I have two Brad's Atomic Grape, and that will just have to suffice. I am very confused by this. Well, if I find a random tomato seedling just laying around, then... Nope, I did a very silly thing. Do you want to know what very silly thing I did? I had all 3 pots labeled, and I picked up a new pot for Brad's Atomic Grape, and I just moved the label from this one to this one so that now the one that didn't have a label has a label. This says I'm getting tired and I should go to bed soon. Oh, man. Only me. Only me. It's just too silly. Okay. All right. I may be running out of soil before I run out of tomatoes. Oops. I'm also running out of space. But I've got to get some more of these. Okay, this one is a San Marzano. And I only had 1 of those germinate, but that's okay because I only need 1 for the garden. And it's a really nice, healthy looking plant. So we'll just pot that up. Some of the bottom leaves are a little yellow, but again, some of these didn't get all the water that they needed. So we'll just take care of that. That's a pretty tomato. That's a really pretty tomato. All right, Mia, why are you crying? Mia's in there just all sad. There we go. Nice label for my San Marzano tomato. That's a good one. Yeah, but that's telling you that I am getting tired. All right, the next one I've got 3 of, and they are the Costoluto Genovese. I'm going to have to find things to put all these in. Oh, Leanne's got to go because the hubby is hungry. Yeah, sounds legit. Go feed the man. He's a busy guy. All right, thank you, Leanne, though, for coming in, and I will see you soon. Woo! All right, wait a minute. One more label. Costoluto. All right. 1, 2, and 3. I may even run out of little pots. Oh, looks like my granny's garden is heading out as well. Thank you for coming in. Bye-bye. Have a good night. Yeah, I'm thinking, so pretty soon I'm going to have theater coming up for the summer. I'll make it through the rest of May, well, all of May. Let's see, I'll make it through all of May without having any rehearsals on Wednesday nights. But I think I've got maybe one Wednesday night softball game. So if I do that, I'm going to end up having a much later live because our games generally go till about 8 o'clock. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to see more of a disruption in my live schedule. I mean, this month hasn't been great for my lives anyway. We've done, one, maybe 2 lives this whole month out of like 5 Wednesdays. So actually, this makes it the 3rd. Yeah, I know. I thought about making like a 9 o'clock live, but now that I'm saying it, I remember that after softball, we tend to hang out and drink on the field a little bit. So I might just have to either go like every other week, or I might have to move to another night. I may have to start doing like, I hate to say Saturday afternoon lives or Sunday night lives, because I definitely don't want to do Sunday night because it conflicts with Joe over at Garden State Gardener, and I don't want to do that. And I would say I do like a live from 6 to 7, so that I don't conflict with that. But I don't know that I can always commit to being home by 6 or in by 6, because it's just, my weekends get very busy. So I think I'm going to end up going on like a, random live schedule again for a while. Oh, your live is at 9. Yeah. Oh, MT's live is at 9. That's right. Yeah, so I don't know exactly what I'm going to do for my lives, whether I'm going to go to bi-weekly or something like that. The thing is, I know I'm going to have Wednesday rehearsals, because that's typically our schedule. Oh no, I definitely cannot commit to being home by Sundays because I will have Sunday rehearsals. So I really don't know what's going to happen to my live schedule after May. I may, who knows, maybe I'm going to be going to, random pop-up lives and, some lives from the garden or something like that. I don't know what my schedule's going to do because it's about to get busy. And look at this dog. She's just like, excuse me, I'd like to go to bed now. But I still have this many tomatoes to pot up, so we're going to be here a little bit. Let's see, what's my next one? Hungarian heart tomatoes. Let's make some labels. I got 2 Hungarian hearts. Your lives are at 9. Ugh. All right. I know I have more tomatoes to pot up, but my hips are telling me I'm not going to make it. All right. I'm going to make labels for these. Ugh. I might call it a night after these. My hips are yelling at me. And my doctor, actually, so I had a doctor's appointment this week, and let me tell you, I love my doctor because she actually listens when I tell her things are wrong. And I told her about this hip pain and how everybody's trying to tell me it's sciatica. And nope, it is bursitis. So we are working on some strategies to fix the bursitis. So the bursa of my hip is injured and horrendously swollen, and that is why I've been having so much trouble with my hip. You guys always see me like stretching around and, switching sides whenever I have my lives. That's why. So I know how painful it is. It used to be, I used to have like bursitis in my, yeah, I know, it got very quiet in here for still having 12 people. What y'all doing out there? See this one, look at that. I wonder if it's already got blight or if that's just yellowing from the watering issue. I don't know, but it looks sad. Yeah, chat got very quiet. Who's out there? We got 12 people. Say hi in the chat. Don't be lurking. Let's see. Let me get this all potted up. Yeah, so I've got bursitis in the hip, so I probably should not be sitting here for 2 hours. Try the KT tape? What? Oh, Joy of the Garden's leaving down. Oh, my auntie's hand sewing. Heather's still here. Yay! Hello, everybody. Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, maybe a little bit from lack of nutrients, but I actually hit them a couple days ago with a nice water-soluble organic fertilizer, and that did perk them up quite a bit. But this dog, she's like, bed! It's time to go to bed! Hey, get out of there. You're messing with my tomatoes. Death sentence around here. Okay. Let's see, what's this next one? Japanese black trifle. Okay, I'm going to pot up the 3 of those. And then I think I'm probably going to call it a night because the hips don't lie. And they're saying, ouch. All right. All right. Let's see. Japanese. I'm excited for these. Because they're kind of different looking. Oh, I don't know what that is. Anyway, there we go. Okay. Listen to you moan and groan from the kitchen. Make him some sweet and spicy chicken. Yum. Yum, 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 yum. Okay. I think I'm going to run out of 4-inch pots. It's a good thing that I have a large supply of 6-inch pots, which the rest of these, once I get past, I think the next one that's on a polka, like a lot of these are going to be larger slicing tomatoes. Yeah, because then you get to the gold medal and the pink brandywine and Berkeley tie-dyes. Those are going to actually probably enjoy the 6-inch pots anyway. So, yeah, I'm going to pot up the Japanese black trifle, and then I'm going to call it a night just because, yeah, I am ouchy. And then I'll figure out tomorrow how I'm going to get all of these under grow lights because I am out of room under the grow lights. But we'll figure it out. I can move I can move the eggplant, and then I can move these tomatoes up. So that'll be fine. Let's see. Let me get these Japanese black trifle out of here. Ugh. I'll have to check the temperature for tomorrow during the day. Maybe these can go down. Maybe these can go down on the front porch. I don't think so. Not quite yet, but I've got to get that cleaned out so that I can put all my seedling babies down there. They can start getting some real sun instead of just the grow lights. Because these tomatoes have yet to see sun. Oh, so it's going to be a trip for them to get under there. All right. That is a sad little tomato. It's the smallest of the Japanese trifle, though. The other two are much more established. These are an interesting leaf. They're kind of like a potato leaf, but not. They look kind of like rounded almost. I don't know if you can see that. Like it looks more like a flower leaf than a tomato leaf, which is kind of cool. All right. Let's get a count on how many of these tomatoes I potted up tonight so far, because I've still got many to go. Here we go. Hey, get out of those tomatoes. You are not that dog. Let's see. Hey, Chuck's here. How you doing? How you doing? Come in, take a seat. Rachel, I can't talk tonight. Rochelle is just heading out. You can have her, she says. All right. Ugh. Chuck, I hate to say it, I might be on my way out too, because my hip is saying you're too old to be sitting on the floor for 2 hours. And that is the last of the tomatoes that I'm going to do for now. Let's see. What all do I have here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. 38 tomatoes, 4 nasturtiums, 1 pot of peppers, 1 pot of cilantro. That's good for tonight. And how many tomatoes do I have left in here? 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, another 16 tomatoes. Woo! So at least you can see how I get off the floor for future reference. Not so much, because I'm going to end it and then I'm going to go. Woo! All right. So first thing is I want to give these tomatoes a little juice. These tomatoes that are still in the little 2-inch cells. Give them a good feed here. Let that soak in for a bit. Oh! You can see me get back down on the floor. Let's see. So we'll let that soak for a minute. Then I'm going to take these. Actually, you are going to see me get off the floor. Hold on. My sunflower pants. Okay. I am out of appropriately sized trays, so to give these potted up tomatoes places to be, I've got 3 of these humidity domes, and I'm going to put plants in those so that they have some place to soak in some of this water here. All right. I don't think I can fit more than like 5 or 6 in a tray, though. That's not a lot. But it will have to do. No, I can get more than that. Let's see. Can I get a third in here is the question. Yeah, that'll do. That'll work. All right, so I can get eight of them in here. Hey, the chicken, how you doing? You find that saying "oh" helps you when you have to get off the floor. Yeah, I can see that doing something for you. All right, let's give these guys a good drink. Just getting all potted up here. Give them a little. Let's not do that. There we go. Let that sink in a little. Ugh. This is gonna smell wonderful. It's got some fish emulsion in it. Let's see. It's gonna smell wonderful. Pour a bunch in the bottom, let them soak in. Oh no! You lost 5 chickens? Oh, that's so sad. Yogi Hollow Farm had a bad day, kind of like that yesterday. A neighbor's out of control dog got into their yard and somehow, I guess, got in the chicken pen, and they lost, I want to say like 10 to between the dog and shock, the shock of the attack. So that was really, really sad for them. I'm getting my first chickens in a few weeks. I'm getting 4, and I want to try really hard to make sure that my coop is going to be as predator proof as possible. What happened? Like how they what got in? Let's see, Chuck. I don't know if you've seen the chicken before. Can't remember how old you are. I want to say you're 14. But he loves his chickens. That's really sad. I know those chickens are your babies. Ugh. Oh yeah, this smells great. 14, that's right, yeah. All right, I think I've got enough in here. I can just pour in the bottom, let them soak it up. Ugh. Whew. Alrighty. Just about done here, and I've just about fit in as many tomatoes as I possibly can. Ugh. This has been a long day and a long night. A fox got in. Oh no. Scared off another 3 others. Hopefully the 3 come back. Okay, this is the tiniest tomato. It's one of my super sweet 100s, though. I only had like 2 of them germinate. So that one is very tiny. Let's see. I'm running out of juice here. And I have to go get some more. All right, so I managed to pot up. You got 2 in so far? Oh, that's good. Is it crazy windy at your house, Danny? I don't know. I haven't stepped outside in a few hours. I feel like it was kind of windy when I came in from work this afternoon, but my mind was elsewhere working on this real estate closing that I have tomorrow, and it's going to be a crazy morning. All right, Charmaine Martinez, hello, welcome in. All right, and so I know a few of you just joined us, but my hips are screaming and they're saying, get up, do not sit on that floor anymore. So I'm just popping these plants into my tray here, giving them a good drink, and I'm going to be signing off in a minute. I'm really sorry. I would love to keep on hanging out, but I am very ouchy. Let's see, let's turn that, do that way. And that one, turn and do that way. So that's organic. Is there a non-stinky feed for indoor growing? Yes. Espoma makes a great water soluble organic fertilizer. And yes, fish emulsion is organic. And I love it. It's like a combination fish emulsion / organic, like water soluble plant food. So, yeah. And it's really actually not that stinky. It's not mostly fish emulsion, but it does have a slight fertilizer odor to it as I kick soil out of yet another plant today. Whoops. Mia, that is not for drinking. Of course, you got stinky stuff on the floor. You got the dog coming to inspect it. Let's see. And then I've got this cilantro. And I don't know where I'm going to put these nasturtiums tonight. Oh, you know what? I've got extra room in my pepper tray. They'll go in there. All right, guys. I'm going to go and get some more. Get like a cap full mixed with a whole jug of water. So it's just a little bit. And then these nasturtiums that are super leggy, they're going to go in with my pepper tray too. Get out of those tomatoes. Silly dog. All right, thanks guys for hanging out. It's been like 2 hours. Oh, do you have a puggle too? I got a puggle. And you hear that thump? That's her wagging her tail against a cardboard box. All right, come here, Mia. Make one more appearance for your fans. There's my puggle. Yeah, what a good girl. She's my baby. I love her. She's just got to stay out of the tomatoes. All right, down, Mia. Go lay down. Stay. All right, guys, I'm heading out. Thank you for hanging out with me for 2 hours tonight. I got most of my tomatoes potted up. I've still got another 16 to go, but that will have to wait for tomorrow, and less hip pain. So have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.